Hello everyone. So in this video we will learn how to create Wrike tasks for new Trello cards. So imagine this, you are using Trello cards to issue daily assignments to your team. Now you plan to create tasks in Wrike reflecting the same data from Trello cards. So here you have two choices. The first choice is copy all the details of the task from Trello, sort it out and manually add it into Wrike. The problem with this approach is it's actually very repetitive and tiresome. So here I would suggest that you bring in some automation so that whenever a new card is created in Trello, automatically create task in Wrike. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Trello and Wrike. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you with an example. Okay, so basically this is my Trello account and this is the list I'm interested in, and as you can see this is the board I am using that is named as Moonstuck. So I'm going to add a card here. So let's say the name of the card is Update Windows. Okay, so basically this is the name of the card. Let me just add the card, and after adding the card I'm going to enter the description as well as the due date. So the description, I'm mentioning it as the Windows 10 has expired. Bring in Windows Vista. If you get the joke, then it's well and good. Okay, so we are going to set the due date. So the due date is, let's say, 30th of June, and let me just click on save. Okay, let me just click on the description, save it, and let me just end this. Okay, so we have created a new card that is update window. We have set the description and a due date, a perfect card in Trello. So let's explore in Wrike. Do we have a task related to updating Windows? So let me just refresh this. Okay, so as you can see, we do have the task that is updating a window. So basically, this is the whole process. You create a card in Trello, automatically a task will be reflected in Wrike. So to begin the actual integration process in your browser, let me just type pabbly.com. So your obvious question is, why pabbly.com? Well, we have an app called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Trello and Wrike. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Let me just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your own free account in just 2 minutes. So let me just scroll down and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, Create Workflow. Click this. So basically, we are going to create a new workflow. Now, before I create a new workflow, there is something I have to do. So basically, as you can see, I already have created an workflow that has already integrated Trello and Wrike. So I'm going to switch this workflow off. The reason I'm switching this workflow off is because since we are going to create a new workflow, this old workflow running in parallel will give the problem of duplication of result. So basically, a task will be repeated 2 times in Wrike. That is why I have switched off this workflow. So to begin the actual integration process, let me just click on this create workflow, and we are going to give a name to this workflow. So how about Trello to Wrike? And then let me just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So basically we are going to create a new workflow. But if you directly want to access this workflow, you can clone the template using the link which I have shared in the description box. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Trello? Okay, Trello it is. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new card? Okay, so new card is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new card is made in Trello, then what action should be taken by the system? So we do have a ton of trigger events like new board, card moved to a list, new label, and so on. But in case if you want more triggers of your choice, all you have to do is just approach this section that is help. So when you click on help, you will be directed to a place called as Pabbly Forums. So in Pabbly Forums, all you have to do is just click on feature request and you should place your idea of your trigger events. So let me just take you back to Pabbly Connect and let me just click on connect. In the new credentials, we have to fill in the username, the API key, as well as the token. So to get these details, let me just click on here. Okay, all you have to do is just click on here. Okay, so we will start with the API token. So this is my API key. We will be starting with API key. So this is my API key and I'm going to paste it here. Now coming to the username as well as the token. So to do that, let me just click on generate a token. Okay, so this is my username. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. So this is my username. Now comes the part that is token. So to get the token, let me just scroll down and click on allow. Okay, so this is your token. Let me just copy this and let me just paste it here. Okay, so we have entered the username, the API key and the token. Let me just click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, some blanks has appeared in front of you. The purpose of these blanks is very simple. We are going to create a card in Trello in a particular board and in a particular list. And from that particular board and particular list, we are going to get the details into Pabbly Connect. So as you can see, by default, the board is showing alpha board. So these are all the boards that is present in my Trello account. Let me just take you to Trello. So these are the boards we have. And I'm interested in this particular board, that is Moonstuck. So I'm changing the board as Moonstuck. Okay, so as you can see in the Moonstuck board, we have some list, that is Crater, Apollo, Equator, WordPress post. All of them are bunch of lists in my Trello account. Let me just show you. So these are all the list we have. Okay, Crater, Apollo, Equator, South Pole, North Pole, Jira issues, WordPress, Airtable, Asana tasks. So your idea is, what if I create a new list? So let me just add one more list. And the name of the list is Wrike list. Okay, so this is a new list that I have created. Let me just click on add list. Okay, so a list called as Wrike list has been created. Let me go to Pabbly Connect and here I'm just going to click on refresh. So when you click on refresh, I can expect to find this newly created list in the drop down. So as you can see, yes, we do have this list, that is Wrike list. So this is because Pabbly Connect is integrated with Trello. Any variation that is bought in Trello will be shown in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so the idea is that now if a card is created in this particular list, in this particular board, that is Moonstuck in Trello, Pabbly Connect has to capture the data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on save and send test request. So basically what it will do is it will integrate Pabbly Connect to this particular board and this particular list. Okay, so it is showing that it has been integrated. So what if we create a new card in Trello? So I'm going to create a card in Trello. Now before I create a card in Trello, I have to make sure that Pabbly Connect has to capture the data. So as to ensure that Pabbly Connect captures this data, let me just click on this button, capture webhook response. Click this. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for the data. So let me just create a card. Okay, so the name of the card is update hard drive. Update hard drive in Windows Vista. No, update hard drive in Dell. Okay, and let me just click on add card. Okay, so the card has been added, but as you can see, since the card has been added, Pabbly Connect has already captured this data. So yeah, so as you can see, the card has been captured, update hard drive and Dell. But the problem with Trello is that you can only create card first and then you can add description and the due date. So let me just explore this card. Okay, so I'm going to add the description as well as the due date, but the card data has already been captured. So basically we have to create one more action window in Trello so that I can capture the description and the due date. I will explain you in a minute. So as you can see, we have to enter the description. So the description is the hard drive has been corrupted. Okay, please reinstall the hard drives before the due date. Okay, so this is the description and I'm setting the due date as 29th of June and let me just click on save. And let me just save the description. Okay, so as you can see, the card has been created first. Okay, and then we have added the description and then we have added the due date. So the problem is the card details has already been sent to Pabbly Connect, but the description and the due date hasn't been sent to Pabbly Connect. So basically, Pabbly Connect doesn't have the data of the description and the due date. So we have to create one more action window to get the description and the due date. It's actually pretty easy. Let me just take you to Pabbly Connect and let me just scroll down and let me just click on this plus button. Okay, so when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. So this is called as the action window. Now here, I'm just going to type Trello. Okay, Trello it is. And in the action event, how about we make it as get card, okay, get card details. Basically, because we have already got the card name, that is update hard drive or something, and then we have to get the description and the due date. So basically those things are known as the card details. So let me just click on connect. Okay, so we have already filled these details. So let me just go to the recent settings. So this is the recent settings, okay, and let me just click on save. So when you click on save, you will find the blank that is for card ID. So to get the card ID, let me just show you. So all the details of the card are inside a particular ID. Okay, so this is where it is. Okay, so yeah, so this is the action data card ID. So this is the address where all the details of the card are stored. I mean the description as well as the due date. So we have to enter this particular detail here. So to do that, let me just click here. And from the first accordion, we are going to enter the detail. So the detail is action data card ID, this one, okay, and we have mapped it. So all we have to do at this point to extract the description as well as the due date is just click on save and send test request. So let me do that. Okay, so the API response is showing the description, okay, the hard drive has been corrupted. Please reinstall the hard drives before the due date. And we do have the due date. So where is our due date? Yeah, so this is our due date. Excellent. So basically we have got all the details. We have got the card name, we have got the card description, and we have got the card due date. So now we are ready to create a task in Wrike. So to do that, let me just click on one more button. Okay, so this is another action window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Wrike? Wrike it is. Now in the action event, how about we make it as create a task? Okay, create a task is an action event. There are many more action events like create folder, get specific task, create task time, create time entry, and so on. All of them are a bunch of action events. Now just like the triggers, if you want the action events according to your choice, all you have to do is approach the help section. You will be directed to Pabbly forums, and here you have to make a request for the action event you want. Okay, so let me just take you back to Pabbly Connect. Let me just click on connect. In the new credentials, click on connect with Wrike. Okay, so it is trying to authorize. Excellent, the authorization is complete. Press OK. So as you can see, we have some blanks in front of you. The purpose of these blanks is very simple. We are going to create a task in Wrike from the data that we have received from Trello via Pabbly Connect. So by default, it is showing the project or the folder as root. So these are all the projects that is present in my Wrike account. So as you can see, let me just take you to Wrike. So the idea is that what if I create a new project or a folder? Okay, so the name of the project or the folder is, how about make it as Trello? Because these card details are coming from Trello. Of course, you can give any name according to your discretion, but I'm just going with a simple name. So instead of creating a project, I'm just creating a folder that is Trello. Let me just click on create. Okay, so a new folder called as Trello has been created. Now the idea is that when I go to Pabbly Connect and when I refresh this, I can expect to find this newly created folder that is Trello in the dropdown. So this is because Pabbly Connect is integrated with Wrike. So let me just take you there. Do we have a card? Do we have? Yeah. So we have a project or a folder that is called as Trello. Now we have to give a name to this task. So I'm going to give the same name that we have given to the card. So basically your card name is your title. So let me just click on the first accordion, and the card name was update hard drive in Dell. Okay, and we have mapped it. Now the task status, I'm keeping it as active. Now coming to the description. So the description is this one we have got from the second accordion. Okay, so we have mapped it. Now in the assignee, we have some assignee. How about I give it to 𝗪𝗆? Okay, so basically she will be dealing with all these details that is from Trello. So we have filled all the details. All we have to do is just click on save and send test request to create a task in Wrike. So let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, the API response is showing the data has been sent to Trello. So let me just, I'm sorry, the data has been sent to Wrike. So let me just take you to Wrike, and yes, we do have the task. So update hard drive in Dell. So you may wonder that this integration is working, it's fine, let's end this. But it is far from over. There are some things that I have to tell you. So to exhibit the problem, let me just take you back to Trello, and let me just create one more card. Okay, so the name is Repair Macintosh. So this is the name of the card. Okay, let me just click on add card, and I'm going to enter the description. Okay, so the name of the description is the 𝗪𝗵𝘆 operating system has failed. Okay, the 𝗪𝗆 operating system has failed, and the due date, okay, how about we keep it as 24th, and let me just click on save, and let me just click on save. Okay, so a description has been created. 𝗪𝗆 operating system has failed. We have set the due date as 24th of June, and of course we have created a card that is Repair Macintosh. So let me just take you to Wrike, and let's have a look. So as you can see, we have some problem here. Of course, we have got the task that is Repair Macintosh, but unfortunately we have got two extra more. Actually, in most of the cases it shows three more, but in this case it is only showing two more. Okay, so total we have three tasks for one card created in Trello. So this is kind of wrong. So let's explore each of them. So let me just go and look into the last one. Okay, so this is the last one, Repair Macintosh, and it is giving the perfect description. The 𝗪𝗆 operating system has failed. Similarly, we go to the second one. Okay, so yeah, in this case it is not showing any kind of description. And let me approach the first one. Okay, so again, yes, here also it is not showing any kind of description. Now this is a problem. Okay, so basically you have created a card and we have three tasks in Wrike. So basically we only want one task with the full description, the full name of the card, and the full name of the title, as well as the due date. So instead of deleting this, we have to make some repairs, because you can't really delete every time a new card is created in Trello and delete some task in Wrike. It is quite redundant. So what we are going to do here is we have to see why this is happening. So the reason this is happening is because first we create a card in Trello. Okay, so when we create a card in Trello, the data automatically goes into Pabbly Connect. Excellent, you understand that? Okay, so after the card is created in Trello, we later put in the description and the due date. Okay, so there is a time delay in creating a card, putting the description, putting the due date. So there is some kind of time delay. And because of this time delay, the data is repeatedly sent over and over again. One for the card creation, one for the description, and one for the due date. So the idea is that we have to send all this data as a one single package. So my idea is, how about we introduce some time delay? Let's say a time delay of 2 minutes. So the idea is that the card will be created, then the data will wait for 2 minutes until we fill in the description as well as the due date. Okay, so your obvious question is how we set up the delay. So we are going to use an app called as a delay module. It's actually pretty easy. Okay, so this is the trigger window. Okay, I'm just going to minimize this, and after the trigger window, I'm going to introduce the delay module. So in the choose app, how about we make it as delay? Okay, delay by Pabbly. So this is the one we want, and it is asking the type, that is delay for, and the delay unit, let's keep it as minutes, and we want to delay the value for 2 minutes. Okay, so we have set it up, and let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so basically the whole process is now delayed for 2 minutes. So once you create a card in Trello, the data will wait for 2 minutes until we fill in the description and the due date. So let me just refresh this. In my case, the refresh button is F5, so I have refreshed it. Okay, so our whole workflow has adjusted to the newly created action window. Okay, so let me just take you back to Trello, and let me just add one more card in the list. So the name of the card is Linux operating system update. Okay, Let me just click on add card. Okay, so basically the data has already been sent to Pabbly Connect, but Pabbly Connect will ensure that a delay of 2 minutes will be there. So in this 2 minutes, we are going to enter the description. Now, in case if you find 2 minutes is not sufficient enough to enter the description, you can change the delay time to 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes or 1 hour. It doesn't really matter. Pabbly Connect will provide you the option. Now, in the description, the Linus newer version has come, and we are going to set the due date till 7th, and let me just click on save. Okay, so let us explore in Wrike what is the result. Let me just refresh this. So as you can see, it is taking some time to get the result. This is because, as I mentioned, we have set the delay of 2 minutes. So after only the delay of 2 minutes, it will send the data. So basically we have to wait. Okay, so as you can see, our time delay of 2 minutes, we have got the result. So this is our task Linus operating system update. Now you may think that this is perfect, but there is something else we have to do. So I'm going to create one more task, okay, to check if our integration is working. So how about Windows 10 is awesome, please install it. Okay, so this is just the card. Windows X is awesome, Windows 10 is awesome, and we are going to enter the description. It is awesome. Okay, so let me just click on save. Now let me just enter the due date also. So I'm keeping the due date for 25th, and let me just click on save. Okay, so we have set the description, it is awesome. We have attached the due date, that is 25th of June. Let me just press enter. Okay, so we have finished building a new card, that is Windows 10 is awesome. So let me just take you back to Wrike, and let me just refresh this once again. Okay, so as you can see, we have got the the task, that is Windows 10 is awesome. And this is the description, it is awesome. So basically we have got our integration right. Now in the usual cases, there must be one more action window. That is basically if you are creating a card in Trello, there must be a card that is going to be updated. So for the time being, what I'm going to do here is, okay, since in this case it is not really showing that kind of result, because there must be one more action window, because in case of Trello, after the card is created, there is always the case of updating a card. Now here it is not showing that problem, but usually that problem arrives. So it will be always better that you add one more action window. Okay, so this one is a bit complicated because it will involve the creation of a filter. So if this integration is working absolutely fine without this action window, then it's well and good, but it's highly advisable you add this action window also. So basically I'm going to add a filter. So the reason is because once a card is created in Trello, it always goes for updation. Okay, it always get updated. So basically it always gives 4 or 5 times the result in the action software. So to avoid that, let me just add one more, okay, filter by Pabbly. So filter is basically if it asks a question something like this: if this action is done, then if this happens, then what action must be done? So then only the data should be flowed. Okay, so let me just take you back. Okay, and here I'm just going to click on Trello, and the action I'm going to add is, this is not really necessary. Okay, action type create card. Okay, so as you can see, the action type here, it is just showing create card, but as I mentioned before, okay, in Trello sometimes it also updates the card. So to avoid the results from updating a card, this is why we are creating this action window. It is not really necessary, but in case if you are having a problem, it is always advisable to create this action window. Okay, so the action is create a card, which is equal to create card. I'm just going to manually type create card. Okay, let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so it is showing the success, the status as success. So let me just refresh this once again. Okay, in my case it's just F5 for refreshing. Okay, so now we are going to create one more card. So the name of the card is the BlackBerry has failed. So this is the card, and the card has been added, and we are going to add the description and the due date. You know the drill. So the description is the keyboard of the cell is clumsy. So that's the reason it failed, and we are going to set the description, set the due date till 30th, and let me just click on save. Okay, so clumsy. Let me just click on save. Okay, so let us go to Wrike once again, and let's explore. Do we have the BlackBerry has failed task? So let me just refresh this once again. Okay, so we have got the perfect result. The BlackBerry has failed. Now you must be wondering why I have added this extra action window. So in most cases, I'm going to repeat this once again. In most cases, Trello gives double results because Trello not only creates a card but also updates the card. So when the card is updated, Pabbly also fetches the results and create a task in Wrike. This time it is not showing, but usual case it happens. So you must actually experiment it for some time before you actually work on the real life cases. So it is always better that you actually add this action window also with all these action window. Now before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So first you integrated Trello to Pabbly Connect, and then you have used a filter so that the data should only pass when the card is created. Any such cases, when a card is deleted or the card is updated, the data won't flow. Now we have set up the delay module so that you can send the card title, the description, and the due date in as one package. And of course you have set up the Trello integration again so that you can get the card details, and then you have used the Wrike integration so that you can create a task in Wrike. So this is the whole process in a nutshell. So you have perfectly integrated Trello and Wrike. Excellent.